Welcome to the Safe Bar Golf Podcast, where two average golfers talk about golf and things. I'm your host, Eric.
I'm Dominic, and I'm not on my phone this time.
We are currently on episode 111. We have a very special guest today. We have Mark with Oakbury Golf Apparel. Oakbury Golf Apparel is dedicated to bringing style to the links. More than style, they strive to put high quality, functional, and eye-catching products on the market. If you're not following them on the Instagram, not the podcast, make sure to hit that follow button. Their Instagram handle is at Oakbury. That's Oakbury Golf Club. Mark, thank you so much for hopping on the podcast and joining us.
Hey, I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. I know we had a little bit of technical difficulties, but we're getting through it, so we're all good. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got introduced to the game of golf?
Yeah, well, first of all, I'm down here in Houston, Texas. I guess I kind of was always around golf. My dad played golf all throughout my childhood, and I just really never had interest in it. And as I became an adult, I worked in oil and gas my entire adult life. So little by little, guys would start offering to take you out, or the company itself would throw events where you're invited. So I got introduced that way and kind of built an interest. But I think at that time, I was more in love with the beers and everything that come along with golf. Sure. I sucked so bad that I didn't think there was ever going to be a day where I could say I'm decent at golf. But when the pandemic hit, like a lot of other people, those hooks sunk in so deep, and now it's all I think about. Golf is my hobby, my passion, and just the thing that it's pretty much my life right now, in a lot of different ways.
That's awesome to hear.
I feel like it's one of those sports where, you hit one good shot and you're like, this is what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life. It's like in baseball, you hit your first barrel and you're like, oh my God, this is the best feeling ever. But golf is a little bit easier than trying to hit a baseball.
Yeah.
It's it also, the pandemic and just the when golf really started taking off for a lot of people, it was the right point in my life. I mean, I'm 36 right now. I was always a big hooper throughout my, high school and even up until I was about 32, until the injuries started setting in. And I'm like, I'm
Sounds familiar.
34, having foot surgeries, and I'm like, it's time to just hang it up, So
I feel you there. I'm 34, going on 30. No, I'm just kidding. But but same thing, man. Basketball is my first. I mean, was my first passion for my sport, my favorite sport. Still my all-time favorite sport. But the transition, you realize that I still like to hoop a little bit. But golf, I mean, it's just one of those things where you still get sore after a while, but you don't really have to risk, crazy injuries unless you're belligerently drunk and doing something stupid, even you know what I mean. But for the most part, you can play your whole life. So, where's what's that?
I'm to the point now where if I was to injure myself doing something else, I'll be so mad at myself that I can't play golf. So that's how golf has just elevated itself in my life. You know what I mean?
Well, right. And the older you get, I don't know about you, but when I was younger, injuries never really even was a thought in my mind of I'd play basketball more until night, or any sport for that matter. And injury never crossed your mind, right? Now it's do I really want to go play pickleball or play basketball to be sore injured for 2 weeks? Now I can't swing a club.
Yeah. The post workout recoveries are really important now, man. I don't know what you guys do or if you have any kind of routine for recovery, but I'm definitely in the market looking for something because I got to figure something out.
Right. Well, I mean, why do you think LeBron spends $1 million a year on his fitness and his whole regimen of just health and nutrition? It's crazy, to spend that kind of money. But I guess when you're 38, being able to play at that level, I guess that's pretty impressive. But we'll definitely have to talk some hoops a little bit down the road here on the podcast here. But we want to definitely talk about Oakbury Golf Apparel. Where did the idea come from, and just kind of the backstory?
Yeah, so starting the brand originally, I really wanted to get my hands involved in a business, and I wasn't sure what. And it kind of just fell in my lap by combining two of my passions at one time. I'm a pretty fashion conscious guy. I know you probably can't tell right now. I'm at work right now, but I've always I care. I care about what I'm wearing. It doesn't have to be designer, Gucci or whatever, but I do care on the outfit that I put together. I always have since I was young. And then golf, obviously, like we just spoke about, was really taking off in my life, and I wanted to combine those two things and pretty much just make a brand that can deliver some statement pieces for some already good outfits. Some connecting pieces, whether it's a hat or an outer piece of outerwear. I don't know what else will eventually develop down the line, but I don't see us, being a full-on major collection. I like where we're at, and I like that we're able to tie in a piece of Nike with a Malbon or something like that. I enjoy being that part of a golf outfit.
That's intriguing. I like that answer because I feel like most of the apparel companies that we have on are like, we're trying to be like the whole head to toe type, not necessarily head to toe, but like whether it's shirts, polos, sweatshirts, hats. I mean, like golf gloves, pretty much everything. That's a pretty cool answer. I like that it's more or less you just kind of want to tap into a portion of the apparel. That's kind of unique. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I guess just as the brand has progressed, I've learned that I really don't want to just flood the market with everything. Like I want to take my time, and if there's times where we're sold out of stuff and we haven't put anything new, it's because I'm taking my time to develop things right and put out stuff that I would actually wear. I know a lot of people say that I won't put it out unless I wear it, but for me, that's actually true. Like I really hate putting out stuff or even making stuff and realizing like, man, I got this made. I didn't like the way it came out, and now I'm just gonna give it away or whatever. But that's just how I'm doing things.
It's literally like you saw we're super top secret. We're working on podcast merch. Super top secret. Top secret to everybody listening. There's literally like scribbles. I'm like, I want this. I want this. I want this piece and whatever. But it's the same thing with us. Like, there's a reason we haven't put it out yet. It's because I don't know if I'd wear it. So like with our shindig stuff, like we actually wear it. Like I picked out the colors and I was like, Jordan, we need a white hoodie and we need color.
Yep.
And that's exactly what I did. Is everybody going to wear this? God, I hope so. But realistically, no.
Right.
But I'm wearing it and I'm cozy and it's like 30 below.
There's a lot of people that just kind of put out apparel and they're like, they wouldn't rock it. And it's like, well, kind of hard to like sell something if you're not even believing in it,
And see, like, I won't name any brands. And I really, I respect anyone that even attempts to jump in this space because it's competitive and it's flooded right now. But at the same time, I'm sure as small as my company is, it can be looked at as, or my brand, I'm sorry, we're not even a company, but as small as my brand is, it can be looked at as like, oh, this guy's just some guy, operating out of the garage. But I don't ever want to be that. You know what I mean? I take my time, I get this stuff done right, and I test it over and over before I even put it out. So yeah, I want to be part of the solution, not part of the flood of cheap stuff that nobody buys. I definitely don't want to do that.
Where did the name and the logo come from?
So Oakbury is actually the name of the street I grew up on when I was in elementary school.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And as I started with an idea of what I wanted to put on a hat and the colors of the hat and the material, I had no idea what I wanted to name the brand. And so I just started digging back in my past, things that meant something to me. And I was just thinking like, man, the street name where we lived when I was a kid, I was like, that just has a real golf sound to it. So that's what we went with. And the logo was just it's just a reiteration of an oak tree, and then we have our strip logo, which is just an OG with a golf team in the middle. Yeah,
that's very cool. That definitely does have a golf, like a private or like a country club name to it, though. That's why I was like, well, maybe like a member at a country club. I'm like, well, I don't know if you could really do that.
And I remember, like, I think you followed Pod, and I was like, did I just get followed by a golf course? I'm like, it won't be the first time, but it's the first like non-local one. Right. And I was like, oh shit! It's like, cool. Like there's apparel, and I was like, oh. It's really cool.
Yeah. I like that name though. I like
that was a little strategic to go with that Instagram handle. I want people to get excited when I follow them, or when they find me. and it's worked. And you have to find little tricks like that to get your stuff out there. Because I mean, calling my Instagram apparel, you get some people that are turned off right off the jump. Right away. You know what I mean?
For sure. No, it's great marketing technique. 100% right there. Nice.
Yeah, maybe we should start doing that. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, I think like safe par. I mean, that's pretty much what I try to do because birdies are pretty much out of the equation for the most part for me. Occasionally one or two, So
I'm very much in like the triple bogey range. Yeah.
So you have obviously some awesome apparel and hats. We were talking about it beforehand, but my personal favorite is the corduroy take a drop hat. I think that one's really dope. I love it. It's very like classic looking, but
I hate that we like the same thing because now we're gonna match.
Did you get that one? Or is that which one you're talking about?
Yeah, I like that one. And then the OG rope hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I wanted to apologize to you guys. I wanted to have stuff in your hands for the show. Things have been crazy over here.
Oh.
Like we were talking about earlier. So Houston's going through a bit of a freeze. And
yeah, he goes, oh my God, it's so cold. For reference, it's 29.
Which is cold in your play. That's definitely, you guys don't have the same kind of stuff that we have here.
Currently, our real feel is 11 below. And then I think, was it Saturday? It was like 30 something.
Yeah, like 30 below. It was insane. But yeah, it said you're in a different location.
I'm just totally.
We're giving you crap. Yeah. We have to do that because that's how that's like our way to like.
I think Sunday our high was 3 below.
Yeah, it was not good.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think there's people here that we're self-aware and we're like, of course it's way colder up in the north or in the northeast. But at the same time, where I'll defend us Southerners is that our infrastructure is just not made to handle this. Right. Like anything below 40 degrees, we get black ice on the roads. I mean, there was 100 accidents last night alone. And that's reported by the news, so we're just not set up for it. And we just don't know how to handle it like you guys do.
So can I ask you something kind of not golf related? Does it freak you out when you see, because like for fun, we in Minnesota will just drive out on the middle of the lake in the winter,
go ice fishing,
pop a couple holes in the ice and drink a beer. Does that freak you out?
It doesn't freak me out, but it does give me a little anxiety. I'll say that.
Yeah. Start hearing the cracking in the ice. That's definitely a trip.
Yeah. The ice pops and you're just like, it's
normal. Yeah, it's a normal thing, but
for fun, my friends and I would go drive out on the ice and then just drive through snowdrifts. My Malibu. Yeah.
That's why.
I used to ice fish quite a bit back in the day, and it's just one of those things for me, going back to the whole golf thing, it's like the older I've gotten, it's like I prefer the warm weather. Like we do have obviously the 4 seasons and majority of the year we have really nice weather, but winters typically here just are way too long. And that's the downside on our end. It's like, I used to go outside and play some hockey a little bit just for fun. And then I used to do ice fishing, but now it's like, dude, once Christmas is over, it's like, for me, I could care less about the ice and the snow and the cold weather. It's like, I'd like to see it warm up.
We're at the point that everyone's looking forward to Sunday, and Sunday's a high of 20.
Yeah. It's going to be huge.
But then next week's in the 30s and everyone's shorts and t-shirts and yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. And speaking of that, do you well, yeah, it's funny. When you're out of town and you see the out of towners, who's from where just based off of what they're wearing and in certain temperatures of the, but I think pretty much all across the country right now is experiencing really cold weather. It doesn't really matter where you're at. I mean, it's for the most part, not everywhere, but
yeah. My boss texted me. It was 40 below in Edmonton on Monday.
Jeez. Brutal. But all right, so back to we do the ADD thing here. Shout out Greg and the
fueled by ADD, baby.
But anyway, so the hats are awesome. I definitely want to ask you more about the hats if you have some new ones, that you're going to plan on releasing. But you're talking about how you're just adding little pieces here and there that kind of just fit into the apparel. And I think that's with the quarter zip wind shirts. I think that's one of those pieces of apparel that you don't really see a whole lot of companies going after. I mean, some of the larger companies have some of it, but they don't seem to really, that's not like their main target. So I think that's really unique. I like that idea that you have there.
Yeah, thank you. So that was born from just really not being comfortable playing in long sleeves. And, obviously here it doesn't get that cold. We in the wintertime, even in other than these few weeks, like we're talking right now, but you get out on the golf course and you're really cold in the morning. By hole number 4 or 5, you're ready to take off some layers. So that's why I wanted to really develop my own wind shirt. And you're right, there was only a few people at the time when I dropped mine. I believe FootJoy had one, and theirs was super baggy. Like
that's the only one that comes to mind.
The sleeves will be like this. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And there was one other company. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Random Golf Club. Eric Anders playing. He had one similar to mine. And so yeah, I just drew inspiration from those, and I was like, all right, you can't really change up the metrics of a wind shirt, but what you can do is make the colors that you think are interesting. So that's what I did. And the logo placements were just trying to make it fashionable a little bit.
Sure.
I'm so happy you brought that up because it's something that I've wanted to try, like the whole wind shirt thing. But every time I see somebody wearing it, it looks like they're like drowning in it, like it's a big poncho.
Yeah.
I'm like, that doesn't seem like very like swing functional or whatever. So I'm happy you brought that up because the colors you picked on all of them are really nice. There's the Madison one. Now, first of all, wins colors. Like, let's go.
Oh yeah.
Don't say a damn thing about the fucking Astros. Okay. Not a damn word. Then you
what is that?
I won't do it.
Appreciate it. But then even like the Blaze is really nice. And then you have like the Amen, which obviously is Masters inspired. I can't. It's Packers.
Yeah, that's the one thing. That's the one thing I hate about Masters and Augusta National as Vikings fans. Yeah, it's like it's hard to really bring green and yellow.
Tough line to toe because of course all golf fans love the Packers, but if you're in that situation, I can understand why you stay away from those colors.
Right. The other really cool thing that I love about your brand is that everything is like really reasonable as far as pricing. I mean, golf is so expensive in itself, and a lot of the companies, I said not to like knock any brands, but you're well aware. Like you go to a Golf Galaxy or any type of big sporting goods, whatever it might be. Most apparel you're looking at $50 to $100, anywhere from that range or more for a quarter zip or a polo nowadays.
And that's exactly why I didn't want to try a wind shirt. Because I'm like, it's like $70. And I'm like, if I hate this, I have a $70 poncho. You know what I mean?
Right. So was that kind of inspired by that? And the price was that some? Sorry. Go ahead.
Originally, I listed my items a lot higher, and then I just kind of had a moment early on where I was like, you know what? I haven't even got my name out there. I haven't even my brand some any kind of exposure. So I dropped my prices, and it's really like anyone who's getting items now is reaping the benefit of the fact that I kind of just jumped into this, and although I always plan to keep my prices fairly reasonable, I don't want to join the crowd that you just named, but at the same time, eventually I will need to be making more profits to keep this thing going.
For sure. That is that is, it's the smaller brands. Obviously your prices are probably going to be a little bit higher. You don't have the, it's hard to compete with some of the larger companies that have the cash flow to be able to produce and buy.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't have a major financial investor or, something like that, you got to find ways to, one, to get exposure, and two, to, stay afloat. So it's, to me, I don't look at it as, oh my God, you're not making any money. I'm looking at it as I'm paying my dues. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I just try to focus on it.
For sure. No, that's awesome. I was looking on your Instagram account, and you put awesome videos together. I like how you're talking about you just wanted to fit in with the apparel brands because you do the mail bond and all that kind of stuff. I like that. But I was kind of scrolling through. Looked like you had sold or you had divot tools at one point. Is that something that you plan on bringing back, or what was the backstory behind that?
So the divot tools was, we did offer them, and I loved them. I still have one of each color that we ever made. It was just something that I really, really liked. And I wanted to keep offering them, but we kind of, I bumped heads with another company that also sells them.
Oh,
and they
sure.
kind of gave me the big brother, hey, those are too much like mine, and that. And so I just stepped back because I don't want to be involved in drama like that. But yeah, that's what happened with that.
Okay, it's too bad because I feel like there's a lot of like companies and brands that do some stuff very similar, and it's like, but
we have one like that.
You know how I found your guys' show is with your episode with Cracking Golf.
Yes,
they are amazing.
Yeah, extremely talented guy.
Mark has taken so much of my money.
Yeah. So we actually have in Texas, we have another guy. I don't know if you've heard of him. His name is Tyson Lamb.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He is. I would put those two. Pretty close. They're both really talented brands.
Yeah, super talented. That guy really, really blew up as well. And he built his own warehouse or not warehouse, but his own freaking facility and everything in Texas. I don't know if he was originally in Texas. He might have been, but I know he did a whole deal. Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, he's got to be. It's crazy how like some of like even with Mark with Kraken, it's like there's big money in the collectors in the industry that if you're like really well crafted and can do put the investment up because it's not cheap to be able to do that. I mean, that's a lot of money.
It's definitely it takes a lot of skill.
Yeah. No, that's
I commissioned mine to have them made by somebody, and I just told them exactly what I wanted. But that happened, and we just decided to step away from it. But
sure,
I'm not saying that I won't offer, I guess outside of apparel pieces moving forward. I am looking at some different things like stuff that I use every time I golf. Someone else's brand, I may, eventually make like I'll just throw it out there, but a valuable pouch is something that I'm big on. Like, I always golf with a valuable pouch. I have all my ball markers, my divot tools, my base. Everything is in that little pouch. So
for sure,
I think we may eventually dabble in that space.
I like that. Do you plan on like doing any?
Well, hold on. So we can't talk about Kraken and Lamb without talking about our guy Jamie from CMD.
Oh yeah, CMD, he's awesome too.
Yeah. So if you don't know who that is, Jamie does the little ghost guys.
That's his ghost. It kind of looks like little Tetris.
Yeah, that's his thing is the ghost. I don't think it's right to talk about Mark, who we had on, and
Jamie.
We have to talk about Jamie because we had Jamie on, and Jamie was so much fun, and I'm so happy to have a couple pieces of his as well. That's all. Yeah, sorry. I did
throw the quick look. No,
it's like we can't shout out Mark, who we had on, talk so greatly about Tyson Lamb.
Yeah,
and then there's Jamie. Just like I'm like, no, Jamie does.
Jamie's very talented too.
Jamie is unreal.
That is.
I am familiar with this stuff. It's great.
Yeah,
he just came out with a little pineapple, dude. I love pineapples. Have you seen it?
No.
Look at that. It's a pineapple.
Yeah, that is really cool. I think like with like golf gloves, for example, if you're gonna do a golf, but I'm big into I haven't purchased one yet, but I want to. I know there's a couple brands that created one, but it's basically like almost looks. It reminds me of you would know this because you're right in the same age wheelhouse as I am. But the old school CD books, right? But it's for your golf gloves.
Yeah.
So some. Yeah, it kind of brings the nostalgia of like it looks like you're gonna put a CD in, but really it's just you're putting your golf gloves in.
You guys are so old.
You're gonna get there soon.
I'm 26.
Glove holders are surprisingly efficient. Like they really dry out. I mean, they take the moisture out of the glove without drying it out. Is what I mean. Like they conserve the glove.
Yeah, because I'm normally pretty organized, but that is one thing I'm not very organized. Is like I have like 7 golf gloves in my bag, and they're just kind of like they're not too happy with it.
They're all dried up and don't have gang signs.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm a little neat freak or organized freak when it comes to stuff like that. My OCD will eat me alive.
Yeah. No, that is one thing I'm not good at. Okay, so do you have any? So can you talk about, or do you have anything that you're maybe thinking about, like some new hats or maybe new colorways for the quarter zips? Is there anything that you're thinking about releasing this year?
We're developing some new hats, some new styles right now. They're still going to be on course. This similar style rope hat to what we're already putting out, but new design. And we always try to put something out around Masters time. We have to tiptoe that line. Every brand does it. They tiptoe the line without pissing off Augusta National. But we're going to keep doing that because we just love the Masters. I mean, my wife loves it. She doesn't even. So the fact that she watches it just tells me the grasp or the hold that the Masters has on a lot of people.
For sure. It's literally like Christmas, right? For golf companies, like when they do promotions or whatever it is, it's like one of the best weekends, if not the best weekend for them.
I mean, our OG logo was literally
green and yellow,
Masters colored. Yeah, we had the pink azalea. That's what you should have done with your Amen
throw a little
wind shirt, like a pink zipper or like a pink logo. Just just something. Yeah,
a little subtle.
Yeah.
The whole thing pink. Fuck it.
Okay, so if there's anything you want to mention or add into the apparel or anything like that, feel free. But there's a couple questions I wanted to ask. So there's a couple golf related questions, and there's just some random food related questions. So the first one is like, what is your favorite thing about golf?
My favorite thing about golf is that being able to release the competitive juices that flow in my blood. I mean, I've always been naturally competitive. Like I said, I was big in basketball before, but really any sport. If somebody invited me to go play tennis, I'm going to go try it, even though I'm not that good at it, and I'm going to compete.
Yep.
So the ability as you get older to still compete, that's what I love about golf.
I like that. How often do you get out and play? Like normally, like on a
I try to
time
2 times a week.
Well, I was just thinking because like the winter, because when I think of Texas, honestly, I think you play all year round for the most part. That's why I was like, so like
you don't have to like brag about it, right?
To rub it in here a little bit. Yeah. We can play all year round too, but we're gonna play in a simulator.
I have a 1-year-old son, so my golf has definitely got cutting back a little bit.
Sure. No, that makes sense. Congrats, by the way. That's awesome.
Thank you so much.
What is the best part about Texas? Like anything non-golf related, it could be golf related, but what is the best thing about Texas in your eyes?
I would say our sense of pride in the state. I mean, it's just like it's like being part of a club. If you're from Texas, it lives in you, and you just feel that almost like somewhat of a brotherhood, or this sense of family.
Sure.
And that's definitely what I'll say is probably the best
I like
part.
That.
I mean,
all right, this one is a food related question.
I like the music scene in Texas. Do you like anything about Texas?
Music scene is dope.
I mean, I know like my wife has a lot of relatives down there, but I've never personally been there, so I can't really.
Well, I've never been there either.
Certain areas of Texas too have totally different cultures, like even with food,
Yeah, no, definitely. What genre of music are you speaking of when you say that, Dominic?
I love how like the hip hop scene has really evolved, because obviously it was like chopped and screwed for like a long time, right? Like that was kind of the originator was Texas.
Right.
I don't remember where. I don't remember if that was a Houston thing.
It's a Houston thing. Yeah, we had the original guy who started. His name was DJ Sue.
Yep.
And that kind of put a stamp on a lot of people. Yeah, R.I.P. R.I.P. to the GOAT. But yeah, no, the music scene down here is crazy. It has evolved. It's changing. We have a lot of new guys coming up. But yeah, no, I'm just always interested to hear, people that are not from here, what their take is on that. Because some people hate chopped and screwed. Some people hate
I like it with some. They recently just did a whole chopped and screwed Brent Faiyaz album. And I was like, oh, this kind of works. And then Future did one back in the day. And it kind of worked because Future's kind of slower at times. It's not as prevalent anymore. That might just be because we're up north and not in, Texas. But like that was so influential music that it's hard to really ignore.
I think you subtly hear it in today's music, little snippets of, just maybe just one word, or to drop the point of the bar. They're gonna, chop and screw one word. Or I think that's where we're getting now.
Yeah, and I mean, right now Travis Scott's like the biggest thing, and he's from Texas. I'm not a huge Travis Scott guy. Just I don't like all the auto tune, but he's from Texas. And then on like the total, like I don't want to say other side of that, but then you like got Post Malone.
Is he from Texas?
Yeah.
Oh, no,
He's from the Dallas area.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Travis Scott is actually from my neighborhood, where Oakbury Street is in a neighborhood called Hunter's Glen, and Travis Scott was from that area. Yeah. So
well, that's cool.
He's definitely from this neck of the.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan, but like the music scene in Texas, I think is really interesting because of how diverse it can be. And then, like even then, you're just like, well, you got country music, and I'm not a big country music guy, but like the hip hop, and then like you got Post Malone who blends genres together. I think it's very interesting how all that works.
I would love to see him drop a country album. I know he's
doing one.
Yeah, I saw that he performed.
I'll tell you this for free. He has the range to do it.
Yeah,
he has the range to do anything he wants. His voice is amazing. I've seen him live.
Yeah, as I say, that's one guy I would love to see live.
Well, and if you ever listen to an interview, he never says he's a rapper or a hip hop artist. He always says he's a musician.
Artist or musician.
Musician, yeah. It's like the same thing. Like obviously, Minnesota Prince. I don't know what genre you put Prince in.
It's like R&B soul.
But like on the same time, he could be like a rock star.
Legendary.
Yeah.
Legendary. Top of the
legendary, exactly.
One of those elevated things.
Yeah. On Mount Rushmore. Okay, fill in the blank. Texas food is
Texas food is filling. I will say that. Very filling.
What's your favorite type of food that you like to eat?
Texas food.
Yeah. Filling food.
As far as like Texas food, yeah, I mean, I love, just Southern comfort food. I mean, chicken fried chicken or chicken fried steak, with some hearty vegetables. Yeah, those are always great down here. But we in Houston particularly, just the variety is crazy. This is the melting pot of so many different cultures, and I mean, whatever you can imagine, we have it here, and it's probably you'll hear somebody tell you where you can get it, where it's really, really, like some Asian spots, some Mexican spots, some Indian spots, some Caribbean spots. We have it all down here.
So this might be a hot take, but I feel like Texas is just Minnesota but south.
Oh, because like very diverse with different types.
Yeah, so like in Minneapolis specifically.
Yeah.
A huge melting pot. You go around any corner and find a different type of food. But then like when I think of Minnesota food, I think of something hearty and filling as well, because a lot of us are like Scandinavians and we all eat like tater tot hot dish for funsies. So like it might be a hot take, but like Texas might be Minnesota but warmer, and we both have goofy accents.
I can't confirm or deny because I haven't been to Minnesota, but I've heard good things about it. Honestly, I have.
That's good. Yeah, it's an underrated state for sure.
We talk kind of funny, but like the food's real good.
Yeah, that is true. We have some weird.
We tend to hold our O's.
What would you say Minnesotian accent is closest to? And I'll tell you what I think it sounds like to me.
So first of all, it's Minnesotans, not Minnesodians. I like my. No, I'm just kidding. I love Minnesodians. That's a good.
My favorite though is when people are like, Minneapolis.
Oh, it was just Minneapolis.
I've gotten that so many times to Minneapolis. It's like, you're not from here. I totally understand.
What's our accent like? Because mine's real bad.
I think it's like kind of like a Southern Canadian accent a little bit. It's like oofta. We say like weird names. Yeah, it's a Southern Canadian.
Because I definitely hold my O's with words like boat.
Yeah.
And it gets real deep, like boat.
So
which is very much Canadian.
Your O's are kind of like the way I hear Canadians A's, like when they say A.
Yeah.
And I'm doing that horribly, but that's how I'm hearing it, and that's why I'm registering the accent.
Yeah.
My accent's real bad.
I catch myself at it all in a good way.
Yeah, I catch myself at work, and I'm like, oh, That was real Minnesotan.
And then like even the further north you go too, the worse it gets. So it's like it's like it's a
yeah. We have an area in Minnesota called the Range is what we call it. So like my family's from the Iron Range. It's where all like the mining and stuff happens. Their accents are unlike anything, and they don't even know it. Like my grandmother will like randomly just drop an ope or like an oofta.
Well, the ope is a pretty popular one.
Yeah, we say ope. And she just like goes on with her day, and I'm just like, wow,
we need an ope golf T-shirt, like a duff, like a duff.
We need an ope button.
Oh yeah, but yeah, we need to get some. We need to actually
like a soundboard.
Soundboard. That's what we need for 2024. We need a soundboard. Okay, so we had a conversation with John from Buena Gente Golf last week on the podcast. You might have listened to it, but we were talking about cereal.
Shout out, John.
Yeah, that was awesome. We were talking about cereal. We got off topic. But in any case, are you a big cereal guy? And if so, if you were able to find a bowl of cereal right now, what cereal are you going with?
Mine's not going to be a super hot take, but I'll go with Frosted Flakes. That's just what I like. I like Frosted
That's a
Flakes.
classic.
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
Mine's kind of a hot take. We didn't really talk about it. Cheerios.
Just regular Cheerios?
Hear me out. Cheerios. You can dress them up. Sugar, fruit.
You can.
Bananas, strawberries. Or you can dress them down and you just got plain Cheerios, which are still bomb.
They're good for you.
Yeah.
I like Honey Nut Cheerios, though.
I don't like honey.
Dude, honey is mind-blowing. I used to not really care for honey. If you have real raw honey, so good. And it's good for you.
Honey guy.
Yeah.
Have you had hot honey?
No.
That I want to try. Like a spicy honey.
Oh, no, I haven't had that. I don't know if that sounds very tasty to me.
People put it on like fried chicken sandwiches and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
That would be really good on like waffles.
That might be good. Okay, so Frosted Flakes, that's a good one. I like that one.
It doesn't shred your mouth.
Cheerios is a good one too. I feel like Cheerios though is like one of those where it's not like it's so plain, but you feel like it tastes so good because it's so healthy that you end up just doing the same thing and eating.
Well, my cereal taste, I eat cereal like an old man. Because my other favorite one is I like Raisin Bran Crunch.
That's like my least favorite cereal. I hate raisins.
With the granola and everything. Count me in.
Yeah, I could go for Raisin Bran. Definitely Raisin Bran Crunch is better.
Oh,
do you remember the old little raisin boxes, the red ones?
I still want them. Yes,
the old school ones.
Yeah,
they were like,
I'd pop them open and show them in.
Yeah, I just circle on it.
Yes,
right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of those. All right, this is another food related question. So we're gonna rank some chips from worst to best. I picked 5 of them. So you got Doritos, nachos, cheese.
I hate how you put an S on nacho.
I didn't put an S on nacho.
No, but verbally you said nachos.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Doritos, nacho cheese. It just slipped out. Okay, just leave me alone. Okay, so you got that one. You got the Lay's classic, the Ruffles sour cream onion, Cheetos, the Flamin' Hot Cheetos, and then the barbecue Pringles. So if you were to rank them from like worst to best, or if you want to just pick maybe your 2 favorite ones out of the list, that's fine too.
I'm gonna put Hot Cheetos at number 1. That may be a Mexican thing. I don't know. That's just
number 1 is your favorite. Number 1 is your favorite.
Yeah, number 1. It's Hot Cheetos. Number 2, I'm probably gonna go with sour cream and onion Ruffles.
Okay. I like that.
Those will definitely spice up a meal. You know what I mean? Not in a spicy way, but they'll open your palate is what I mean.
Oh yeah.
We both of those are my bottom 2.
So yeah.
Really?
And so my issue with
he didn't like
so my issue with Flamin' Hot Cheetos is like they don't taste like anything, and that really bothers me.
See, I disagree.
I think the jalapeno Cheetos are far superior.
Those are good too, though. I like jalapeno.
They're so good.
Anything like flaming hot though, they even have the flaming hot Ruffles, and those are really good too. Anything flaming hot, like you put that flavor on.
So since you brought up classic Lay's, I like flaming hot Lay's, and I'll line the top layer of my sandwich and then put the bread on top, and then I got that spicy crunch in there.
No way, you so I used to do that all the time. Make like a chip sandwich.
Wholeheartedly, I thought that was a Minnesota thing.
No, I know. I was like,
I'm telling you, Texas is just South Minnesota.
Dom is on
I'm telling you.
Yeah, you might be on to something, man.
Just kidding. Okay. All right. So this is Dom's question. I'll let him ask this one for you.
Okay. So he sent me something like this on Instagram where he's like, how many pizza rolls do you think we could kill in an hour? And I was like, damn, I don't know. Probably like 100 or so. So mini corn dogs or chicken nuggets? Like, which one are you picking?
It depends where these chicken nuggets are from. I need context.
You pick.
You tell me where you're getting the chicken nuggets from.
Man, so I love McDonald's chicken nuggets. I know that's horrible. They are probably not real chicken. I'm aware.
I don't care.
I love them. When they're
I killed
fresh,
a 20 banger not too long ago.
We'll respect you for taking that. That's okay.
When they're fresh and you eat them while they are hard to beat. But at the same time, man, I love the mini corn dogs.
And you eat those in cold.
When you're home and you get those fresh things out the oven, man, even the air fryer. Man,
air fryer's money.
So, me, man.
So anyways, how many could you eat in an hour?
Nuggets, I could probably do about 40 in an hour.
40?
40 what? Nuggets or
40 nuggets? Yeah.
Oh,
nuggets.
Oh man, we gotta put this test to the.
I burped just thinking about it.
We gotta put this
them out. If I space them out in a good way, I probably could eat 220 bangers. Yeah, but mini corn dogs, man, I don't know with all that breading.
Fill you up a little more.
Maybe not even 25, maybe just 20. I don't know.
I think I could do more nuggets if I could do different flavor nuggets, right? Like you start with like normal, plain, naked nuggets, whatever. And then all of a sudden you mix in some like spicy nuggets and then you like revitalize everything. I might,
The other thing too is that I haven't had them in forever, but I used to love the spicy.
From Wendy's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are a little bit smaller. So, I mean, there is, you have a little bit more room, I think, if you're, packing in a couple more.
I could kill some mini corn dogs though.
That would be good.
Oh my God.
See, we were when we were talking about this, because we sent him that, like he said.
I think it was even late at night too.
You're like, son of a gun.
I was like, shit.
Pizza rolls are so good, but it's like one of those things that like I grew up eating, and it's like I don't really ever eat them anymore. So I'm like, well, maybe I feel like people eat more mini corn dogs or chicken nuggets than they do that. But 40, we got to do like some sort of. What's that?
I generally only eat pizza rolls like when my older kids come over, my teenagers. Yeah, they always want something like that.
Yeah,
and then my daughter has all kinds of little tricks too. Like she'll pour a side of ranch and then her pizza roll, she dips in the ranch. I'm sure a lot of people do that.
That's another Minnesota thing. We put ranch on everything.
Yeah, I'm a barbecue sauce or buffalo. Barbecue or buffalo is my go-to.
I'm telling you, Texas is just Minnesota.
All right, man. We appreciate. There's a few rapid fire questions we're going to throw your way, and then we always end with one food related question. So just be a few more minutes. The first question that we have is, what is your favorite Instagram account? Could be golf or non-golf related.
Okay, my favorite Instagram account.
So I'll go first so you can think.
Okay.
My favorite golf one is obviously ours. But if I can't pick ours, I don't want to pick one of our friends, but definitely the Pioneer 6 because I love Greg's reels. That I can comment on his stuff, and he's really mean to me about it. Like I said, that one of his most recent posts looks like he has to poop.
Oh, is it the one where he's like standing like this?
Yeah, I'm like, that's your god poop face. My favorite non-golf account is Kids Getting Hurt.
Is that a real?
Yes.
Kids getting hurt.
Yeah, and it's kids like riding bikes and they hit a jump and they just fly off.
See, this is when Dom is 20. He's younger than us.
You never seen this?
I don't have kids, man.
Oh my god, it is my favorite. Kids Getting Hurt. Yeah. Oh, Misfit follows it.
6.4 million followers.
Watch this.
Oh my gosh.
And the kid's like, what just happened? But like, look at that full scorpion, full flip.
Oh,
this one's really good too. Where the kid is snowboarding and he just eats it. Like the snowman takes him out.
Speaking of that, have you seen a video of that guy that was standing like trying to get a picture at the end of the slope? Some guy comes barreling at like 100 miles an hour and just takes him out.
Can't do that in Texas.
Oh yeah. No thanks.
I love that. I love Kids Getting Hurt. It's my favorite.
I'm the worst at this game. See, I come up with the questions. I don't even when I like think of these questions, I don't really like think like, oh, I wonder what my favorite account is. I'm more or less, but Dom's like,
I'm ready now.
Okay, good. I was gonna say Dom's like quick to the point. Like go ahead.
I was listening to Dom, but then it just started coming to me. So golf related, I love all the like golf skit pages, where make something up. But as far as like just in general golf, I have one of my good friends, Marcus Aguirre. His Instagram handle is Marcus, and he's out in San Diego, and he is actually a golf videographer. He does some work for Eastside Golf. He does a lot of brands. He's even done. I think he's doing the Farmers Open, but he's just amazing with a camera, man. He is amazing. Awesome.
Well, the sound kind of cut out. What was the Instagram handle?
Marquisador.
Okay, to take a look. That's awesome.
Check him out.
Yeah, Dom's great at like the like on the spot answers. I said like I don't even think of them on myself, but I was like, I'll answer first. And I'm like, oh shit, now I probably gotta come.
Well, and you know what the worst part is? He comes up with these and he shows me before, hey, I came up with these. I'm like, cool.
Well, for me, like I feel like you don't really care about like what my answer is. Like I just want to know what your answer is.
I care.
No, I appreciate that, but I care that you care.
I care.
No,
I care that we're all caring here.
Well, what are yours?
I gotta think of them. Let's skip to the next question though. Favorite golf logo besides your own?
Okay. Yeah, that's a tough one. There's so many out there. I like the U.S. Open little logo, especially the one they had on all the flags at LACC.
Yep.
Yeah, I just think
I like that. That's a good answer. I will say favorite account. One of them is Mood Swings with his Trey Kennedy, and then St. Andre Golf 2. Those two are probably my two favorite. They're hilarious. So those are good. But yeah, those are definitely probably two of my favorite golf accounts. But okay, what is the craziest thing you've seen on the golf course? Any wild stories or some random something?
I'll just give you a wild story from when I first started taking golf seriously around the pandemic. I was still at this time maybe getting a little too hammered out on the golf course, not really caring about my score, more just being about the fun time.
Couple of 13, 14s?
Yeah. I'm out with my dad and my son, my teenage son. And anyway, we're out in the country, in the southwest part of Houston. It's actually a suburb, and touching just nothing but the Brazos River. And I'm walking, looking for my ball. I'm so zoned in on the grass, scanning the grass. I know I'm walking up to water. I know it. I can feel it. But I'm so locked in on everything. And since I know the water's in front of me, I didn't even realize that I was about 5 feet away from a 15-foot alligator. I mean,
no way.
That is not the turn I was expecting.
Yeah, I didn't.
I was full on expecting you to just walk into the water.
Yeah.
Nah, man. And I just happened to look up to see how far the water was. And I see this dark, black-green, monster.
Sobered you up real quick.
Yeah, man. I was about to become...
what is the Minnesota equivalent to an alligator?
Dude, that's the one thing about Minnesota.
A moose.
Minnesota, I can't even talk. Minnesota's like, we have mosquitoes and...
No, dude, have you ever seen a moose?
They're huge, yeah.
I'd rather run into a gator.
But I've never seen one on a golf course. I can't say
Not yet.
Not yet, yeah.
Although we have muskies. Muskies are scary.
Those are pretty wild. Okay, Dom, you asked this one here with the one that you're really good at here. Yep. That I'm not answering.
Oh, the one I hate you. So first tee, what's your walk-up song?
Oh, that's a good one. I love this question. I've heard you guys ask it before.
Yeah.
And Derek never answers.
No, I do once in a while, once every 3 episodes.
So for me, I'm gonna go with this song, and it's not so much because it just has these great lyrics. It's because I consider it to be the best intro song on an album ever. And maybe that's debatable. I'm sure you already said you don't like Travis Scott, but it's his opening song on Astroworld, and I cannot remember what the name of the song is. I can look it up for you, but
that one, Astro. Yeah. No, it's not. It's not Astro Thunder, is it?
Here, let me check with my computer tech guy real quick. Let me have him type that up real quick. Hold on one second.
Sorry, Stargazer.
I like Stargazing.
Okay, that's a good one. I have heard that one. Yeah.
So
mind Travis Scott.
I like a handful of his songs. I like really old Travis Scott though, like Upper Echelon.
Yeah,
that came out when I was in like high school.
Yeah, for me though, it's not really about the lyrics or anything. I just really like the way the beat drops on that sound, and it's zoned in. Myself walking up the stairs to the first key on that song. Yeah,
heck yeah.
I watched a documentary.
Completely destroyed for saying that.
I watched a documentary on that album, and it's supposed to like take you through the emotions of like you at a theme park, right? So the first one is you driving to the theme park and walking in, and then when the beat drops, is you walking through the gates.
Oh, interesting. Oh, is that on like Prime or something? Amazon Prime?
I watched it on YouTube.
Was it on? Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it, but
yeah.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I know a lot of things.
I know you do. You know a lot. All right. We're gonna end it with the last one. It's always a food related question.
We're really not gonna answer it, are you?
No, I'm not gonna answer today. No, I'm gonna skip it for this time. Sorry, I'm gonna be a party pooper.
I think for the spirit of Texas, I'll probably do that the Mexican OT song.
Oh, let's go. I love it.
Yeah.
Love to hear it.
Johnny Dang.
Louis Vuitton umbrella when I walk the train.
You probably heard it.
Probably have, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, dude, you got Texas legend Paul Wall.
Oh yeah, Paul Wall, man.
Mr. Grills himself, but that song would be a banger to walk up to.
That would be. Paul Wall was the man. He was around for quite a while.
He still is around.
He had a great run, and he's still a legend down here. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Big shout out to Paul Wall.
He still has those crazy rims. I can't think of the name.
Spinner rims?
No. I want spinners. No. Yes. The big long ones that look like chariot spikes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Kind of like the guy behind those?
No, it's always kind of been a Texas thing, but he still puts them on like his Cadillacs.
Dude, Paul Wall. Forgot about him.
I should be a Texan, just like an honorary Texan.
Well, you are. You're like, we already said this. Minnesota's the same as like Texas.
Exactly.
So that's why.
The Minnesota thing was be trust.
Shouting out that Mexican OT on a golf podcast, you might have just earned necessary Texas status, Dom.
Hell yeah.
You got my brown card, got my Texas card.
Yeah,
like,
Dom's there.
I'm so much fun at parties.
Go ahead and ask this last one here, bud. Food related one.
Got it. So, tomorrow's your last day on Earth. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. You know the drill. Walks through what you're eating.
All right, so for breakfast, I'm definitely going. I love Mexican breakfast. So I'm gonna probably go with what I don't know if you guys are familiar, but it's huevos rancheros. It's basically over easy eggs with like salsa on top, and salsa and roasted vegetables, and then rice and beans with that and tortillas. Lunch, I'm a big Asian foodie, so I'm gonna go with probably a mountain beef fried rice. That's just
I love rice.
You said fried rice.
Yeah, I love any rice.
For dinner, I'm gonna go with a ribeye. A ribeye off the grill. Yeah, medium.
I love it.
I saw this TikTok and it was this little boy crying because he wanted to be Mexican because they have tortillas. And I have never felt it so much in my life.
You're like, dude, that's me.
Well, my favorite part is you're going through everything and then you're like, with tortillas. And I'm just like, damn it.
Homemade tortillas. So from my wife's Mexican and the same thing, like they're like on another level. It's just, you can't really compare until you've had a homemade tortilla. It's so good.
It's a great food.
Yeah. Mark, man, it's been a pleasure. I appreciate you taking the time. I know you're busy working back there, but hopefully it warms up and you can get back out on the golf course sooner than later.
Because God forbid it's 29.
I know, guys. I know. Hey, I did want to say real quick before we get off, man, I love what you guys are doing, featuring smaller brands and giving them a platform to talk, man. It's huge. And you guys, I just want to give you your flowers now for
appreciate that, man. That means a lot to us. So
imagine getting our flowers when we die.
Put a lot of time and effort into this, and
not for me. You got them right next to me.
Wait, yeah, no, I was gonna.
How many golf podcasts? Shout out.
Yeah, I mean, we
Paul Wall and Mexican OC.
Yeah, we got this is
the amount of times I've said David Banner.
Yeah, on this podcast or David Banner. I'm like, dude, at this point, David Banner is going to be the next guest on our podcast.
Let's get David Banner.
But all right, man.
get clipped.
That would be awesome.
That'd be, dude.
Well, let's have you on again, dude. Further down the road, maybe we can we can do a little friendly competition with some chicken nuggets or something like that.
No doubt. Hey, I will be reaching out, and I want to send you guys a few Oakbury pieces.
Awesome. Sounds good, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And we'll be posting this on Friday. Well, Don will, and then I'll make sure to repost it. So anything you can do to give us a review on our podcast, that would be awesome.
Most definitely.
Appreciate it.
I should have waited till we ended this.
It's okay. No, everyone should be leaving reviews, man. We put a lot of time and effort into this. So
for sure. Yeah.
So
all right, guys.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it. Take care.